If you want to find such a small city in China, its name is given by the emperor, and its beauty is the landscape artistic conception written into poetry. Its lyrics once represented the country to the world, so I think the answer in many people's hearts would be Jingdezhen. More than 1,000 years ago, the lyrics made here have become royals. Emperor Jingdezhen of the northern Song Dynasty gave it to Jingdezhen. Since then, the town of Changnan has become the capital of the whole world. However, its beauty is not only the atmosphere, but it is more like an artistic conception, with the sky blue and mist and rain, and I am waiting for you, and I am singing the words of this city. Today, Jingdezhen is not just a past history that stays in the museum. There are old craftsmen who only do one thing in their lifetime, and there are also thousands of young people who are constantly pouring in to become new Jingpiao. They use fire, hands, and soil to create countless inspirations that are happening. Why is this small Jiangxi city hidden in the mountains so popular? At this stop, I will take the latest XT100 Jutro released on Weibo to enter Jingdezhen, a 1,000-year-old CI capital. Many people will ignore this place when they come to Jingdezhen. This is Yali ancient town. It is on the outskirts of Jingdezhen. It takes 40 to 50 minutes to come from the city center to this side. But believe me, after you come here, it will satisfy all your imagination of the ancient town in Jiangnan. And you must come with this ancient town in the early morning and when the morning is dawn. You will see the aura of life falling from the ancient town, and your mouth will shake from your ears. There was an old lady doing clothes. Originally, I was attracted by the color of her clothes and the color of the flower. When I looked up, I found that, wow, behind her was an old fashion house, and then a pair of new spring ears was posted on the door of the house. If you look closely, there is a reflected house in the river, and this picture looks like a painting. It is really a river that is alive. For them, time is very slow, but for me, it seems that time is very fast again. Just like this, a beautiful short morning, it is almost over. Yali ancient town, also known as Yali, is the Yao of Xiao, because it is the origin of Jingdezhen ceramics. Then this town actually has a long history. It was built in the late Western Han Dynasty. Now the entire town still retains hundreds of Hui-style buildings from the Ming and Qing dynasties. Then you can see around me in this town. It is actually wrapped in mountains. A river passes through the formation. The mountains are clear and green, so the town looks very beautiful and spiritual. The wooden bridge behind me is a very classic bridge in Yali ancient town. It is made of pure wood. When we came here many years ago, a flood washed down the wooden bridge. Then we photographed the process of local villagers building the bridge. So for this bridge, wow, really, I have a little fate with it. This big tree is really big. What does it mean to enjoy the cool under the big tree? You can feel it on this tree because this tree also makes the bridge look more charming. I still remember telling you in the morning that if you come here for a trip, it is best to come in the early morning, because the sun is very high at noon, and there are more tourists. So we have been shopping here almost so we don't stop much. Now we are heading to the next destination. After leaving Yali ancient town, we drove for about 30 minutes and passed a tea garden. Now we came to Hanxi village in Fuliang County. Look, every 360 degrees is tea, and now I am in a state of being wrapped in tea. Wow, this feeling is so healing. That is, everything you see is green. Fuliang's tea was the best in the world as early as the Tang, Song, Ming, and Qing dynasties. Bai Juyi wrote in the Pipishing, Fuliang bought tea the previous month. Dao Xinzu said that the name of Fuliang is the world of literature and art, and Huang Tingjian also wrote that Fuliang is involved in the states and all countries come to seek it. All of these can prove that Fuliang tea has enjoyed a lot since ancient times. In addition, in 2021, more than 20 international artists jointly held a Earth Art Festival in this congluli, where an art exhibition without a ceiling was created. The most famous one is the work of Mr. Ma Yangsong Lantern of the Earth. In this tea garden, light is like a treasure hunt, which means that you may make a new discovery every time you go. Looking at my life, there are wooden ladders formed. From a distance, I feel a bit like a bird's nest on the earth. But when you look in, you will find that it extends upwards layer by layer. When you reach the top, where do you want to climb? Climb to the sky. Is this your own home? Yes, this is my home. Why is our village so famous and so popular? It is our local Fuliang County Culture and Tourism Bureau. It invited the Hanhe team from Beijing to withdraw the exhibition and made a lot of artworks. When there was no such work of art before and when there was no project, no tourists came in our village. After this project was established, our village became popular with this earth lamp. When you are tired and thirsty, you will take a sip of Fuliang Tea Cave. There is also a little honey inside, a faint sweetness and a tea-like aroma. Now you have to walk below the Earth's art lamp and take a closer look. I don't know if the lights will be on today. I just asked the villagers and he said that the lights will only be on at a specific time, and it is artificially mixed. I have now walked into the earth light, and if I look closely, I will find that it is a white cover covering it, and there are several trees inside. Standing here, you can overlook the village below, and then here is where the sun sets, and the sun sets west. After the sun sets, the Earth's lamp will light up. Wow, this design is really good. Yes, I think you should go over a little longer, not putting it in a little bit. Very expensive. This place is perfect, and there is also the work with the moon. Very perfect. Today is Saturday. I came to Lotte Market, and this market is only held once a week, so even though I have been to Jingdezhen before, I haven't caught up with it so many times. Every stall owner here is an independent designer or an independent artist, and then every work of them is done by themselves. So it's easy to visit here. Just come here and you can see all kinds of weird small objects placed there, which are very cute and special. It has a very special texture, and it is very light when touched on your hands. I kind of imagine that it has the texture of a leather sofa, soft, but in fact it is soft when pinched. This shape looks particularly like candy wrapping paper. It is a refrigerator sticker, and then its small bell will ring. At first glance, it looks like a dot, but in fact it is a little black cat. Then the stall owner has many cat elements, such as this portrait is a kitten hiding behind a tree. Are you a dwarf? Can. Look, the candy can't be lying down and the roll can't be rolled up, so cute. All I stepped on was the fragments of porcelain under my feet, and now the sun was coming out. Look, the entire porcelain mountain was in a state of sparkling light. Let's see what happened to me in this pile of porcelain mountains. It should be the lid of a bottle, and the bottle broke and the lid was thrown here. There are about 100 stalls in Lotte Market. Each work is original, and every stall owner is the creator himself. Some people are quiet and introverted, some are imaginative, some are busy making utensils, and some are telling stories with works. Everyone has their own rhythm and their own place to stay. If you visit here, you will find that those works are not products of assembly lines. You will meet creators with vivid stories. You can hear the stories behind the creation. How can there be air in your pregnancy? Have you taken your phone so clearly? Ah, is it good looking? Who wants my phone to take a picture? Ah, take a look. Look, it's good to take. Overall, I recommend everyone to come because I believe that no one who comes here will come home empty-handed, and then everyone should pay attention to the time is every Saturday. If you buy tickets online, you will save 20 yuan. If you buy tickets offline, it will cost 50 yuan per person. Okay, now we are going to the next stop and go. Now I'm here to the sculpture and porcelain yard. If you just can't catch up with Saturday's Lotta Market, then there is another option to go here to take a look. In the afternoon, I will take you to experience this place. The street of Porcelain Farm is a little bigger than the market. There are really too many stalls here, dense, and there are so many people that they can't walk. This set plus this set, the 3 sets are only 100 yuan, and here are all 10 yuan Sichuan, and then each of them is different in Sichuan, with more than 280 styles. After walking in, there are independent stores here, and the things placed in the store are also very distinctive. I am now going to visit the one behind me called the Yesha store, which is a relatively famous store here. I found a super cute plate. Look, it was colorful, and there were a lot of small bubbles on it, but the price was a little expensive. It cost 580 yuan, so I put it down and put it down gently. This strawberry cup is also very beautiful, with small strawberries on it, and the surface looks a bit like the touch of tin foil, and the price is a little expensive, and it costs 480. The sculpture porcelain site was first built in 1956. After renovation, it has now become a multifunctional space integrating shops, studios, and markets. Here, you can not only visit the store, but also meet many veterans who live in the Zodiac. We were lucky enough to meet one of them and learned about the mud and fire behind the porcelain. This is called sculpture. In the past, this kind of sculpture was done in the sculpture and porcelain field, and people were asked to stroll around. What do you call sculpture? Then are you an old craftsman in this porcelain field? In addition, it is also very meaningful to come to Jingdezhen and make an item by yourself to take it home. Because of the limited time, we chose a relatively simple burning glass. You can choose to make a necklace or an earring, and then you can choose to make a cup. Now you have to pull a cup mouth, and you can see that this can be pulled into silk. As long as the temperature is enough, it will follow the fire shield. It's quite difficult. I thought it was a very simple thing. You know, dealing with fire really requires a little patience, a little care, and a little bit luck. There is still a little talent. I'm just a person without talent. The real difficulty is actually the process of blowing glass. The size of the tone will directly determine the shape of the cup. Fortunately, this link is led by the teacher. Dang dang dang, this is the final product. How is it not bad, right? Floors, the upper and lower floors. The upper floor is mainly based on architectural space display and natural lighting, and the lower floor is the core exhibition area of the collection. The exhibits here are hundreds of ceramic fragments and restorations. From the change of the right color to the texture at the bottom, each fragment can show the ancient craftsman's pursuit of ultimate craftsmanship. Now I have reached the location of the Ming and Qing kill group and Shujia kill. The Ming and Qing kill group and Shujia kill are a complete kill system. In the Ming and Qing kill group, you can see the first artist performing some ceramic creations on the spot, and then walk through this kill group to the location of Shujia kill behind, and go in and take a look. All the items placed here are porcelain, and there are also on top of my head. Look, I just borrowed the cup he finished with this teacher. You can see that the cup is full of words and lotus flowers below. Let's put a lamp for everyone to take a look. This is the group of white reeds, very white, very thin, very thin, very thin. I touch it. Wow, very thin, This is a mirror like this. It has reflection, and business is full of prosperity. This is the medical skills of Jingdezhen for major characteristics, and the 4 major characteristics of Jingdezhen ceramics. I have been in the bank for almost 50 years. 50 years, almost 50 years. I have been in the 1,977 years, 48 years. Are there a few in life? No, because I like it. I insisted on it. What is the name of the cup I burned? It's like this. There are all kinds of flowers that burned. It's like this. Oh, the flowers that don't fall. It's a good name. My God, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. After it is burned, it's the color of this blue and white porcelain, right? It is such blue and white porcelain. Shu Jiayao is still in use. It has a history of more than 200 years since Mingjing. It is the largest chai yao in Jingdezhen so far. If it is the largest chai yao in Jingdezhen, it may be the largest chai yao in the world. There is a notice here that the yao is on April 28th, and the yao is on the morning of May 4th, which means that this yao is a living yao and is still in use. If I just saw Jingdezhen's minimalism in Yuyao Museum, then when I came to this place, I showed Jingdezhen's extreme traditions, because the whole wall was covered with magnetic films. Its builder was an old man who spent all his wealth to build this place when he was about 80 years old, because he said that there was a forbidden city in Beijing, and Jingdezhen would have a magnet worker, so there was this place behind me. Look. Because the area of this magnet worker is actually quite large, there are such small broken magnetic blocks on each wall. It is said that these are some magnetic products collected by Grandma US Grandma. If it is not enough, I'm wondering what to do. If so many magnetic devices are broken, what to do if it is not enough? Maybe Grandma will bring some wine bottles, all of which are black. Then you see, this one is a strong fragrance type. Then there is a certain company in front. Here is wheat and corn. So this bottle is black, and maybe a bottle of white wine is placed here. Here is a small step that can be made. What's more interesting about this step is that it is covered with sticky stickers, just like wuziki, densely packed, and then go up. Look, it's all broken porcelain pieces. Because the entire building of this porcelain worker is circular, so if you come here to take photos and want to take good photos, it is recommended that you squat down with the ultra-wide angle of your mobile phone, and then you can get a more comprehensive photo. There is a statue of Grandma in the center of the porcelain worker square. This grandma is Yuome, the porcelain worker grandma, the builder of the porcelain worker. The porcelain worker place is the last stop of our trip in Jingdezhen. I think it is actually very meaningful, because before I came, I always thought it was a landmark building with a check and line, but after I came, I learned about the history behind it, which is about Yuome's grandma. Her decision to be a porcelain worker, or the plan to build a porcelain worker, was already in her 80s. Just when she was supposed to enjoy her old age, she made a bold decision. In 201. At that time, Jingdezhen was far from being as popular as it is now. Perhaps in the public's view, many people didn't know that it was 101, and that it was 1. At that time, such a wild decision was not understood by people at that time, but she still insisted on doing it. Wow, you know, when the lights were spread on the porcelain pieces, it seemed like a particularly gorgeous and bright ceramic stuff. Many Jingpiao came to Jingdezhen, but in fact she came here with such a dream. So why can Jingdezhen be willing to go there? I think this city is not hanging in the air. It has a solid history and is connected to the inherited craftsmanship. I think it is these people in this city, because of their freedom, concentration, shallowness, and determination to do one thing for the rest of their lives. These words that are gradually absorbing thin in the fast pace still exist vividly in the creator. If you also desire certainty, you might as well try looking for echoes of the same frequency in Jingdezhen. I am Shiru. See you in the next corner of our world.